Hello, business family, and welcome to another installment of the Business of Black Business. Now, got to ask you a question. Is your dream to own a marketing company that provides services and know how to leading companies? Do you want to know how to get that done? Well, I got to tell you, buckle up because today we get to talk to a person that I believe is a powerhouse in the marketing and advertising space. Again, welcome to the Business of Black Business, where we spotlight and highlight trailblazing Black entrepreneurs and leaders who are shaping industries and creating change. I'm your host, Jay Reynolds. I own and operate Wolf Creek Consulting. We are a top ranked executive staffing company that specializes in placing professionals in finance, accounting, and IT. And you know that this is the Business of Black Business, a show that's designed to help Black entrepreneurs and would be Black owners start and scale a business. It's always a unique opportunity to hear directly from them. I really want you to hear how they did it. I want you to be in the room. Today we get to talk to Bernadette Morris. She's the president and CEO of three impactful businesses. First of all, Sonshine Communications, next Black PR Wire, and finally Women Grow Strong. And for 31 years, she's been leading the way as far as public relations, media, and community empowerment. Welcome, Bernadette. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me, and I'm fine. It's wonderful to be here with you today.
Good. It's good to see you again. Thank you very much for spending the time. And as an entrepreneur and a person who manages and runs three businesses, I know you have a lot going on. So thanks for taking the time to share your thoughts. So without any further ado, let's just get started. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Who are you and why? And I'm not talking about the bio. I'm talking about what makes you you. Who are
Okay,
you and why? Your
sounds
mentors.
okay. Sounds great. I'm Bernadette Morris, owner of the companies you just mentioned, and born and raised here in Miami, South Florida girl all the way. Went away for school a couple of years, came back, finished up graduate school here as well. I have always had a desire to work with and help businesses, people, groups, and organizations all over the country, and started right here in my own community here in South Florida. As far as mentors, I was with Miami-Dade College for a period of time, and Eduardo Padron was one of my keen mentors. But then when I jumped into the business industry myself, Dorothy Baker, who was the president of the Miami-Dade Chamber, just really was a person to help me get
What an
things.
amazing person. What an amazing
It's
person.
just
You know?
absolutely awesome and amazing. And then, of course, the people that really helped keep me grounded and rooted, my brother, Bishop Isaiah Williams of Jesus People Ministries, and of course, my parents. So
Right.
they are my nucleus of motivators and mentors and people that have really helped to guide and instruct me along the way.
Strong foundation. And they obviously have kept you grounded over this time. And I got to tell you, I mean, you've done this for a while. Tell me what inspired you in 1993 to create Sunshine Communications.
Absolutely. I loved my job as the Associate Dean and Director of Public Affairs at the college. It was wonderful, but I knew I wanted to do more. I wanted to get further out into the community. And by doing that, I knew I wanted to provide and create cause related messaging and really help the diversity markets throughout the nation, actually. So I thought, okay, let me tap into starting this and see how it's going to go. And sure enough, I call it my third baby after my daughter and my son. It's my third baby because you have to nurture it and really
Oh,
want it
absolutely.
to be the business that you want it to be and really help it along the way. So by doing that, I was able to really connect not only
Hmm.
with the community, but with some of the state contracts and then some of the federal contracts and the corporate contracts. And it all just started coming together. Yeah, it was
Right,
good.
right, right, right. Well, let's talk a little bit about that because launching a black-owned PR firm is not for the faint of heart, right? It
Right,
really isn't, especially in the early days.
right.
So, talk to us a little bit about some of the obstacles that you faced and how did you overcome those things? Because a person would look at you and say, "Well, she's been, she just basically grew this thing, and she's been very, very successful in a short period of time. But that's not always the truth. Tell me a
Right.
little bit about some of the obstacles that you faced going as you built this business.
Right. Well, starting off, I had no clients, no business. I just had an interest and
Been
a
there.
desire. But, knowing my expertise was in public relations and media and marketing, I knew I had to first market myself in the
Mhm.
business. So people that have known me 32 years ago when I started the firm knew I pounded the doors, I sent out the letters, I wrote the information, I said I could do this, this, and this, and give me a shot and an opportunity. And sure enough, they did. Family Christian Association of America was my first client.
Oh,
Shoeless
okay.
Hotel was one of my first corporate clients. And they say, yeah, we like what you're saying and what you're doing and how you're planning to share and provide this marketing service for us. And so they brought me in within the first year of starting the company. And that was a good footing that I needed
Right.
to really steer me into the next direction. And Tools for Change brought me in, Elaine Black, and a few other clients started calling and bringing me in. And sure enough, I had to hire more people. So I went from a person
Always a
to
good thing.
one to a team of four, and then it kept growing as I got the federal certification and then some state certification and contracts, and it was able to move forward. Obstacles, making sure people see and know your worth and your value,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
oftentimes,
People will want you to do the work, but not necessarily pay you, right? So
exactly.
you have to not only they have to see your worth, but you have to know your own worth as well.
Exactly. Exactly. So that means all of your T's have to be crossed and all your I's have to be dotted. The paperwork you put together and the work you say you're going to do, you have to do it.
Hmm.
And so you sign and get these contracts with these clients, and you are really held um, responsible for what you do. So if I say I'm giving it to you by Friday, I make sure it's done by Wednesday or Tuesday or the Monday before. You have to make sure you
Yeah,
have that opportunity to provide and show you're beyond what they're expecting. You're going beyond to give them beyond their expectations all the time. Makes all the difference.
cool. Well, we have probably have a minute and a half before we go to commercial break. So I'd like to have some kind of idea about what you've done to stay relevant. I mean, you've done this for a long time. What are you doing right now to stay relevant and let's say and stay on the tip of the spear as it relates to the marketplace?
Well, your team, you have to make sure you're hiring a team that's up to par, and you have to keep
Mhm.
them up to par with the work, the services, the opportunities that's available. The digital era has totally transformed since 32 years ago.
Oh
So
my
you have
goodness!
to
In the
be sure
last 2 years, right?
exactly right. So you have to be sure you're on top of every single aspect of what's trending, what's new, how to reach, how to market, how to assess, and how to attain the audience that you need for your client. So you just have to always stay on top of your game and make sure that your team that's working with you is on top of their game as well. And as a business owner, you want to provide those incentives to team members so that they'll
Mhm.
have that opportunity to grow and learn as well. Because what they learn and grow, they're able to bring back to the company they're working at. So everybody wins for everyone.
Absolutely. And what I really like about the things that you've said so far is the fact that it's not all about you. It's about your company. It's about the people that make you you. It's about your team, right?
Yep,
Because those are the folks that are going to be around when times are good, but they're also going to be around when times are not as good.
that's
Now,
right.
we're going to go to break in a second, but when we come back, I really want to talk about Black PR Wire, and to talk about a little bit about those ventures and some of the things that you're doing and what you're doing to amplify Black voices in the media. It's really, really important. So, hey, business family, don't go away. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman and Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters. Because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866 954-6673. Demesman and Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
At DRT Behavioral Services, we provide culturally sensitive mental health evaluations with thorough treatment plans, incorporating alternative forms of wellness, not just Western traditional medicine. Besides medication management and psychotherapy, we provide education to people in the areas of minority mental health with classes on your diet's impact on mood and sleep hygiene for better rest. We also offer weight loss therapy, massages, and facials. Visit brainlovehelp.com today.
Organizations of
Absolutely. Well, I started 32 years ago, Sonshine Communications, and part of what I was doing across the country was sending news and information out to the Black media using the general news media and newswire services. And when I would call them to pitch the story or the message or the activity, they never received the release. So instead of giving the general media my media listing, I thought, you know what, I should start it myself. And so
Let me do it myself, right?
so 25 years ago, I started Black PR Wire and brought in a team and a company to create my site and develop the information and sent it out to all of the public relations associations throughout the country. And I said, I knew more Black media across the country than at that time the general news media wire services. And sure enough, I received a lot of releases from PR agencies across the country to distribute to the Black media. And that's really what started Black PR Wire. And keeping it relevant meant transferring it also onto that digital side, because as you know, digital is everything now. And so the majority of the Black newspapers have all gone digital or are going digital, but there are still some mom and pop shops and other businesses that do print and publish every week or every month. And we work with them as well all over the country. By doing that, it also allowed me to have a platform to really connect with the Black media, with the NABJ, with Beepers, the Black Public Relations Associations, as well as PRSA, Public Relations Society of America, and a number of other groups and organizations. And then it also opened the door to a number of businesses that wanted to reach the Black markets, but really didn't know how. And so that provided them with that vehicle and tool to be able to do that as well. So Black PR Wire has been a blessing and very successful. It's all digital, all online, and it's quite an adventure, and we love it.
I gotta tell you though, there's two things that I want to kind of dive into. The first part is you carved out a niche for yourself, right? It wasn't there. Mm-hmm. Now, what has happened in the marketplace is somebody's obviously has probably taken notice of this. Have you found yourself having to compete with other companies to do this now, or are you still pretty much the person that's making this all happen? You're shaping this niche yourself.
Great question. Yes, competition keeps you thriving, right? It keeps you going.
Right.
And others
keep you getting up in the morning and sleeping 4 hours at night.
Exactly. You know that feeling, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, I do.
You're able to go forward and really showcase and promote what you're doing. Businesses have wanted to buy the brand and to own it. And instead of maybe selling it to them, I'll partner with them. So they will allow me to distribute their releases and their information from the general market that they have the contracts with. So it has really helped tremendously. Competition is good. It keeps you on your toes. But one of the things we offer and we provide in addition to our regular pitching, because I come from that PR side, is the ability to really connect directly with the media and with the PR client, so that we have that opportunity to really sort of step above and beyond what they typically would receive. And our reports are very detailed and give really good information to our clients. So we just offer a little edge of a uniqueness and perspective in what we do.
Let me ask you this, let's talk a little bit about the elephant in the room, right? DEI.
Mhm.
How is that impacting your life? And let's call it the message that many of the companies that you've done business with for over, the last 10 or 15 years. Let's say, for example, there was a heightened sensitivity in the marketplace where companies wanted to have this DEI message, right?
Mhm.
And now we've had changes in administration. We've had some shifts in the political landscape when it's probably not as, let's call it, or companies have to be very intentional about it. How has that affected you and what in your message, and what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, believe it or not, a great deal of our clients throughout the country are still valuing the importance of reaching our audience in our markets, because at the end of the day, dollars are dollars and they
Yeah,
want that business.
it doesn't matter where they come from. Exactly right.
Exactly. So L'Oreal is going to want to get a story out to reach their audience, particularly if they're pitching a certain brand or product. So is McDonald's.
Right. And
So
using Rihanna to do it.
that's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
And Major League Soccer is going to want the audiences to come and play and watch or NBA. So we still have that opportunity to reach the markets in a very strategic manner and approach. We continue to share and showcase good news about our audiences, about the people that we are representing and reflecting through Black PR Wire. And we highlight good and positive things happening all over the country, from Black PR Wire's standpoint, from Thriving, the monthly newsletter that goes out, and from our podcast, Thriving in Color, which we're highlighting and showcasing folks all over the country and the Caribbean who are doing amazing things everywhere.
Right. I got to tell you, this is so important. And I personally stay on the tip of the spear about that as well, because a big part of what I do as a staffing company is making sure that we are working with companies that believe in DEI and believe that it's important to keep their keep their message diverse, right?
Exactly.
Because I walk away from business when companies don't. When companies don't have an appreciation for that, I tend not to want to do business with them. And it's pretty cool the way that you've gone about doing that, and how I guess it's actually pretty cool and also very encouraging that companies are still believe that message is important.
Absolutely.
Now, when we come back, we have to go take another commercial break. Got to pay the bills. Got to continue to do that. But you understand that concept, right? So when we come back, I want to talk to you about your Women Grow Strong initiative. I know that you're a very spiritual person, but I really want to talk about what you're doing and how you've made that important.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman & Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters, because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. Demesman & Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
At DRT Behavioral Services, we provide culturally sensitive mental health evaluations with thorough treatment plans, incorporating alternative forms of wellness, not just Western traditional medicine. Besides medication management and psychotherapy, we provide education to people in the areas of minority mental health, with classes on your diet's impact on mood and sleep hygiene for better rest. We also offer weight loss therapy, massages, and facials. Visit brainlovehelp.com today.
Organization's ability to.
And welcome back. We're talking to Bernadette Moore. And Bernadette, I know, like we said at the break, that I know that you're a very spiritual person, and you've done
Carolina and in other places throughout the country. And we do the basics, from how to cook and work with a shoestring budget, healthy meals to eat, to fun fashion ideas and trending things, to hair care and nail care. All of the things women want to know and do. Things with their children, things with their family, how to connect and how to really work and make life work in your favor. So in addition to working with churches and faith-based groups and ministries throughout the country, we also provide teaching and training programs for any and everyone, young girls, women, senior citizens. It crosses the spectrum. But I will
Right.
tell you, it's really exciting when I hire chefs to come in and they work with sisters and tell us how to cook something really good to eat. Oh my Lord. It's
Not only
fun.
tastes good, but it's beautiful, beautiful on the plate, right? That is always the cross section, right? It's not only
Absolutely.
tasty because we know how to do that, but when it's beautiful too, oh my
And
goodness.
when it's healthy. And that's the other part, making
Yes,
sure
when
that
it's
we're
healthy.
staying healthy. So I have the fitness instructors come in and we talk about the basic everyday things we can do to stay fit and stay healthy and how to prepare meals that are healthy for you and your loved ones in your life. And then, of course, balancing a checkbook, how to do the basics for certain things that we need to do just to sustain ourselves. And so, Women Go Strong really is a tool and a vehicle that helps women, helps empower women, helps strengthen us as women, and ability to connect with one another as women in multiple ways. And I love it.
So very cool.
I love
Hey,
it.
you've accomplished so much as a leader, a wife, a mother, and a community advocate. But what advice would you give the person behind you, that aspiring entrepreneur, especially a woman and a woman of color who's looking to make their mark in the world? What advice would you? What's your secret sauce?
I don't know if I have a secret sauce, but I do try it to make it a point to stay faithful and committed to what I'm doing and to be the best that I can be. And best is usually a little acronym to bless, edify, share, and touch for me. And
Ah,
so I know if
like
I'm
that.
blessing someone, if I'm feeding someone with goodness, if I'm sharing that goodness, and if I'm making an impact, then I'm touching them. I'm touching them in a very meaningful way. So I strive to be my best, and that's what best stands for me. And I try to make sure in sharing anything I do it with your best. Be your best in what you're doing and how you're blessing and edifying someone and sharing your goodness to them and making a major impact when you're touching their lives.
Wow, I think that is so. That makes a lot of sense to me. Hey, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you again. And this is the business of Black business, and your story is inspiring, and your work is also a testament to the power of vision, faith, and perseverance. And quite frankly, you got to come back on the show, and we've got to talk again because it's always you're always so insightful. So I really want to thank you for sharing your journey with us. Right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, Continue to make a difference. You make us all proud. This is the business of Black business, and I just want to thank Legacy Magazine and the team behind Dexter and his crew that make all of this happen. Thanks again for all of you, all that you guys do. Um, and again, I want you guys to tune in next time where we will talk to another thought leader. This is the business of Black business. My name is Jay Reynolds, the host, and I own and operate Wolf Creek Consulting, a top-ranked executive staffing firm. So tune in next week, next time, and we'll again travel down some path of Black excellence. But thanks for tuning in.